Have you ever felt like no matter how many hours you work, your bank account barely grows? You wake up, go to work, come home exhausted, and do it all over again. It feels like an endless trap. I used to be stuck in that exact same loop. I thought the only way to make more money was to trade more of my time. But then I figured out how to make passive income for beginners, and it completely changed my life. Today, I am going to share a personal story with you about how to make your money work for you so you can finally step off that hamster wheel. A few years ago, I was working at a busy downtown diner. I was there 6 days a week, pouring coffee, wiping down tables, and taking orders. I was always tired. The worst part was that even after all those long shifts, I barely had enough money left over after paying my rent and buying groceries. There was a regular customer who came in every Tuesday morning. His name was Thomas. While everyone else in the diner was rushing to get to their office jobs, looking stressed and checking their watches, Thomas was always calm. He would sit by the window, read his book, and drink his coffee slowly. He did not look rich in a flashy way, but he had peace of mind. I always wondered what he did for a living to have so much free time. One morning, when the diner was quiet, I finally gathered the courage to ask him. I poured him a fresh cup of coffee and said, "Thomas, how do you do it? Everyone else is running 1,000,000 miles an hour, but you always have time. What is your secret?" He smiled, closed his book, and pointed to my apron. He told me that when he was my age, he worked a job just like mine, but he learned a very important rule early on. He said, most people work hard for their money, but they never teach their money how to work hard for them. I pulled up a chair for a moment and asked him to explain. Over the next few weeks, during his Tuesday morning visits, Thomas taught me a step-by-step method. It was a simple, practical path that anyone could follow. And today, I am going to pass those exact same steps on to you. The very first thing Thomas told me was that I needed to save money. He called it gathering seeds. You cannot grow a tree if you don't have any seeds to plant. He told me I needed to look at my paycheck and save a portion of it before I paid for anything else. It didn't matter if it was just $20 a week. The amount did not matter as much as the habit. He warned me never to take out a loan to start making money. Debt is a trap, he said. You have to use your own hard-earned savings so you understand the value of every single dollar. So I started bringing my own lunch to work and cut out extra expenses. Slowly, my little pile of seeds began to grow. The second step he taught me was the hardest. He told me I had to stop buying things just to look successful. When my friends were buying the newest phones and getting car loans to look cool, I had to resist that urge. Thomas explained that things like phones, cars, and designer clothes lose their value the second you buy them. If you take the money you saved and blow it on something that loses value, you're right back where you started. You have to delay your instant happiness right now for a lifetime of freedom later. I listened to him. I kept my old phone and drove my beat-up car. I protected my savings. Once I had a little bit of money saved, we moved to the third step, finding the right opportunity. I thought I needed to buy real estate or invest in big tech companies, but Thomas laughed. He told me to look around your own neighborhood, look for problems people have, and find a way to solve them. I started paying attention. I lived in a large apartment complex, and I noticed that people were always moving in and out, and they always needed to clean their carpets to get their deposit back. Renting a machine from the big hardware store was a hassle because it was far away. That was my light bulb moment.
That brings us to step 4. Start small. I did not go out and buy a fleet of machines. I took my savings and bought just one good quality second-hand carpet cleaning machine. I printed out some cheap flyers and slid them under the doors of my neighbors. I offered to rent it to them for a day at a lower price than the hardware store, and I would drop it right at their door. I was so nervous that no one would call, but a few days later my phone rang. Then it rang again the next week. People loved the convenience. I was suddenly making money while I was busy working my shift at the diner. My money was out there working for me. This leads directly into step 5, which is how you actually build wealth: reinvesting. When the rental money started coming in, it was so tempting to spend it. I wanted to go out to a nice dinner or buy new shoes, but Thomas had warned me about this. He said, when your money has babies, you do not eat the babies. You put them to work too. So I saved every penny of that rental income until I had enough to buy a second machine, then a third. Soon I was making a steady stream of extra cash every single month. Step 6 is about protecting yourself. Thomas called it diversifying. He told me that one stream of income is dangerous because if it dries up, you have nothing. Once my rental business was running smoothly on its own, I needed to build something else. I started looking for a second opportunity. I had learned a bit about design over the years, so I used a small portion of my profits to start a simple print-on-demand store online. Now, if no one wanted to rent a cleaner one week, I still had money coming in from online sales. I was building a safety net. The final step, step 7, is the one where most people give up. You have to be patient. There were weeks when things were slow. There were times when a machine broke down and I had to pay to fix it. It felt frustrating, and sometimes I thought it would be easier to just quit and go back to only working at the diner. But building a new life takes time. It is not a magical trick. It requires you to show up, fix problems, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. You have to stay consistent. It has been a few years since those conversations with Thomas at the diner. I do not work there anymore. The small steps I took back then grew into something much bigger, and it completely shifted the direction of my life. Looking back, my journey started because I was constantly looking for the best passive income ideas to change my situation. I wanted financial freedom so badly that I was willing to try anything. But what I learned is that you do not need to be a genius to build wealth. Whether you want to make money online or start a simple local side hustle, the rules are always the same. Creating reliable passive income streams is the backbone of good personal finance. It's all about investing for beginners in a way that makes sense for your daily life. It takes time, but wealth building is possible for anyone. If you want to make money from home or just build a little extra security, you just have to take that first step towards financial independence and never look back. I really hope this story helps you see what is possible for your own life. If you found value in this video and want to hear more stories and simple strategies to improve your life, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot, and it helps me keep sharing these lessons with you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I will see you in the next one.